Hello!
Hiya!
And welcome to the channel and today's vlog. Hope you can see us from up there. We're testing out some new microphones, aren't we, Jan?
Oh yeah, at the moment they're brilliant because you don't have to put any wires or anything in your pockets. So that's a bonus for me anyway.
Brilliant. We'll tell you all about them a little bit later on. But first of all,
here's what's coming up next.
Yes, thank you, Jan. And in today's vlog on the Shropshire Union Canal, there's some lovely views. We go through the Audlem set of locks and discover a problem. We came back and the boat was sort of tilting, and it wasn't just the Shropshire shelf. The pound where we were between the two locks was quite low. And I exposed a little bit too much skin. As it runs down, I'm not going to show you too much off.
No, put it away.
But the cable runs down there. Hello there.
Morning.
If you think it's a bit chilly here. Oh, there's a wind, and yet it's been a lovely weekend, hasn't it?
I'm keeping my shorts on though, they're not coming off.
So apologies if it's a bit breezy and there's some wind noise. It shouldn't be because I've got my muff on, haven't I? Got my muff on the end of my microphone, and we've had a great time here with Mike and Sue
And Jacaranda.
Yeah.
And Dotty and Dolly.
And Dotty and Dolly, yes, can't forget them. And yeah, had a barbecue here. This place is great. It's set up.
I think it's one of my favourites.
Set up perfectly for barbecuing or sitting around a table with friends because they're all provided for you. So anyway, Coole Pilates, that's what I call it. You know, it's cool. Coole Pilate.
What is it called?
Anyway,
I don't know. It's cool anyway. Very cool this morning.
That's very cool this morning, yeah. Whoa. Yes, Coole Pilate, but it's spelt like Pilate.
Pilates.
Yeah.
Right, we better go.
We've got to go before the boat blows away. Ah!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later, Tom.
See ya.
I'm hot now. Bye, darling. Now, if it stayed like that, I'd be fine.
So we've done the first lock of the Audlem flight of 15 locks. We're not going to do all of them today. Well, fingers crossed we're not going to do all of them today. We've got to stop for some water, else and rubbish and all that lot, which is, I think is after the next lock, and then hopefully after the 5th lock there should be some moorings. Who knows, eh?
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
It's all right. We're looking for the water point.
This is the famous Shropshire Fly pub, named in honour of the flyboats that once used the Shropshire Union Canal, that we all call the Shropshire, to transport goods. These were the boats that went non-stop, delivering goods like cheese from Cheshire to Manchester. The pub itself was originally a canal warehouse before being converted into a pub in the 1970s, and it has a mock narrowboat as a bar. Well, we went round Audlem, had chips, had coffee, had a nose round the shops, got some supplies from the co-op, and we came back and the boat was sort of tilting, and it wasn't just a Shropshire shelf, I have to say. I think the pound where we were between the two locks was quite low, so we decided to move on. I haven't put the other camera on, so it'll just be this camera, but I'm not going to film every single lock. There's 15 of the damn things. You don't want to see 15 locks and Jan working her balls off. No, we'll just take it nice and steady, see what happens. It is the afternoon, it's Saturday afternoon on bank holiday, the early May bank holiday weekend, and we'll just see how we go and where we end up. I was trying to get in the Shropshire Fly for a half a shandy, but that's gone by the wayside as well now. Never mind. Here we go. The Shropshire Union Canal was surveyed and engineered by Thomas Telford, and construction began in 1827. The 39-mile stretch from Audlem Junction near Wolverhampton to Nantwich was opened to traffic in 1835, with the 15 locks at Audlem taking the water level down by some 93 feet. During the period up to 1920, the canal was the scene of great commercial activity. All the boats were horse-drawn, with the exception of the stone barges, which were often pulled by donkeys. We're getting through them. 6 more to go. Ish. We think there are some lockies ahead. Woo! Okay, Jan, all clear. The old rope marks from the boats that were towed by horses. There's a bit of canal history for you. have to say the Audlem flight is one of the most prettiest flights of locks you could ever do. Very, very pretty. Now remember those microphones that we told you about at the beginning of the vlog? Let's have a look at them in more detail. And just to let you know, we are not paid for this promotion, but we do receive a small commission from each sale. And at the moment there are some fantastic discounts. We'll tell you about them later. First, let's do the unboxing. This is how the Neewer CM28 arrives. It's a nice little box. I have opened it just to check everything's all in there, and it is. You do work out early on that in order to open the box, you have to, yeah, I've forgotten all about it now. You have to lift it up like that. First thing you'll notice is quite a comprehensive instruction manual. It looks quite thick and you think, oh blimey, have I got to read all that? Well, no, because it's in several languages, so no matter where you are in the world, you should be able to get on with reading that. English version is the first few pages, and it's worthwhile just having a flick through just so you're made aware of exactly how to operate everything. You get a packet of silica gel, which is there to dry up any moisture, always good for electrical items. You get a little bag. Handy little bag. This is what should be your cables. Yeah, so you've got a cable that's mini jack to mini jack. You've got a USB-C to USB-A. You've got a furry muff. No snigger at the back. You've also got your connector to a mobile phone. Particularly handy for us because we do shoot stuff on Android phone here. Never been impressed with the microphone inbuilt, and to be perfectly honest, phones don't have microphones that are any good, not for professional standards or even YouTube standards. I have to do a lot of tweaking in the edit to make that usable, but this cable hopefully will work. Some people say that the DJI mics are a little bit better because they offer Bluetooth connectivity, so you don't need a cable to connect the receiver to your phone. That's all well and good, but if the microphones, the transmitters, are several meters away from your phone, your Bluetooth signal isn't going to be strong enough to pick it up. So I think, although that might be a selling point for DJI, personally I would rather hardwire the receiver into a phone or camera or whatever, rather than using the vagaries of Bluetooth. So that's what it's in there. You should find a second a bit of silica gel, there we go, in case there's any more moisture in there. There's your second wind sock, effectively, and then you get a nice little case. If I can open it, there we go. A nice little case, opens up like that. Obviously you've got two transmitters and a receiver, so two people can wear the microphone, which is handy because there's Jan and I obviously doing all the filming. And the beauty of this is that you can either pair them up stereo, so they take over two channels simultaneously in a stereo pair, or you can use them as two individual mono microphones, which means then they basically cover a separate track, audio track, on your camera, whatever you're using. The advantage of that is that you can then manipulate those audio tracks when you come to edit everything. So rather than being the same level, if for instance Jan's speaking quieter than me, yeah, I know that sounds ridiculous, then I can control all that and do that in post-production in the edit. So you can see these are really tiny, really inobtrusive. Pull them out. Now they will probably need charging, even though you might be able to see some flashing lights on them. But compare them to the ones we have been using, which is the Comica D. Boom. And I think you can see a bit of a difference there. Both use a clip on at the back. But this one, we've had no end of trouble with these. That's why we don't use them as much. And to be perfectly honest, the original ones, because these are about 3 years old, are roughly the same price as the newer 28. So yeah, look at the difference in size. So the footprint, when you come to clip them onto wherever you're clipping them onto, for instance on the t-shirt up here, let's try and do this. There we go. And that's how it's all done. I'm going to try these. I'm going to fit them up to the Sony camera that I'm using at the moment, and we'll give them a blast, because obviously at the moment I'm using the microphone on top of the camera. So we'll put them all back, put the lid on, and at the back you'll see the little USB-C charging point. So we use either a black one, well no, actually we'll use the white one. It does say on it, there's a little stickers which are very handy. If I can see with my glasses, it says Type-C data cable. It does say it there. On there, trust me. And on here, it doesn't say anything, but trust me, that's the one that fits your phone. Camera cable, says that quite clearly on there. So you know that that's going to be from the receiver to your camera. Let's give them a charge up and we'll be back shortly to give them a test. Right, well, everything's charged up. I've put the receiver into the camera. You can see the microphone is pinned here to the top of my t-shirt, the newer 28. You can also, I'll use the other one as a demo if you like. As you can see, the blue light's on at the moment. But you can plug a lavalier mic in, and that goes in at the top, and then you can use it like a normal lav mic and pin that somewhere else. The other thing as well that they've got on here on the back is a magnet. So effectively what you could do is put the microphone, excuse any noise, down here so you don't see this bit, and you put the microphone, there we go. So the magnet's there on the outside. So the only thing you'll see on somebody's t-shirt or clothing will be the little magnet, which makes it a little bit better for concealing, especially when you're doing close-up work like this. What you can do is, if the camera levels peak too much and you've got the dB set at a reasonable level between sound and noise, then you can record on the microphone itself, on the transmitter. It will record up to 4 gigabytes of audio, which you can then download and sync with your video via the USB cable, which is really handy. But as I think I said earlier on, there's the stereo option, mono option, and then there's the mid-side option. And what that does is it will record on both channels, so you won't be able to split left and right, for instance. So Jan on left, Tony on right. It will record on both channels, but the second channel will be -6 dB. In other words, that gives you a little bit of headroom if, in case one or other of you decides to get excited about whatever it is you're filming. But the real test of this, to see what the distance is like, is to try it outside. Okay, so these are the Neewer. I'm calling it Neewer as opposed to Neewer because it's N-E-E-W-E-R.
Oh.
Yeah.
No idea.
Neewer, I would have said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if we've got it wrong, we've got it wrong. But
we're quite some way to the camera, which is probably, you can probably just about make us out. I will zoom this in But what you're hearing at the moment is on Jan. She's got the clip on straight onto the top of her t-shirt. Me, I've attached a lavalier or a lav mic here. I'll tap it so you can hear it, which just means that's the one that runs the cable.
Oh, don't like that one.
You know, you see, we don't like. They are a pain in the backside, and if you want something that's click and play or plug and play as they say these days, then using it like Jan's got it, which is just clip it on, you clip the receiver into the camera or your phone, and away you go.
And the other good thing is, if I'm doing locks or something and you want me to be mic'd up,
Yeah.
there's no chance of that lead, because you can't always stuff it inside.
Because it runs down. I'm not going to show you too much off.
No, put it away.
But it runs. The cable runs down there, out of the way.
There is a chance that when you've got a lead that's exposed, it can catch in stuff, so it's not it's not very safe. But I've been using these now for a couple of days. I'm very wary that they might fall off. That's my only fear.
Yeah.
But so far they've been great.
They've been very good.
And there's a little magnetic thing on it as well.
Yep.
Have I used that yet?
No, we've not used the magnetic thing yet, but let's try that now. So that is now inside Jan's t-shirt. I'll do a close-up of this so you can see how it's set. T-shirt's not very good because they sag quite a lot.
Right, hang on, I can't see what I've got. Is the whole microphone and the head inside?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So it's not in view. That's the advantage.
No, the whole idea is it's not in view. So if you're wearing something dark, you won't actually see it. Obviously, these sort of things are used in drama. I used to work in television as a sound recordist and a producer. So this is my genre, if you like. What this is doing is doing away with a sound recordist, i.e. that's me, with a bag with a 4-channel mixer, a boom pole and a few radio mics.
Very heavy work.
Very heavy work, yeah. Did it for several years. What you don't want in a drama is you don't want to see a microphone, obviously. In a documentary series or news, current affairs thing, it's not a problem. But this is a way of alleviating that microphone that may look a bit obtrusive in some shots. And so we think these have been working fine. If you can hear this okay,
Yep.
I'm not going to be messing about with anything to do with the audio other than the levels. But we're having a great time with them, aren't we?
Yeah, and if I'm impressed, then they must be good.
Got to keep Jan happy, haven't we?
Yeah, because I'm fussy.
By comparison, I've had to move the camera further towards us, and now you're hearing us from the Rode microphone, which is on top of the camera.
I'm learning something new every day.
Yeah. So you should be able to hear a difference now from the Rode microphone on the camera to the Neewer Radio Mics. Right, so these should be now the radio mics. The Neewer. Yeah.
The new ones, the
new ones, the new ones.
New.
The company have got special offer at the moment until the end of June. To take advantage of that,
Oh, quick.
there's 2 links at the bottom of the description below that will take you to their page. Neewer are they make all sorts of equipment and handy accessories and gear for vloggers and people who want to do filming and stuff like that on an amateur stroke semi-professional basis.
Can we have some more?
Yeah, and there's discounts on some of that stuff as well. But if you are vlogging and you haven't got a set of radio mics, grab yourself a set of these. If nothing else, for the handy little case that they come in, which I think is really nice.
Does it recharge as well?
Yes, so this will give you 7 hours, or approximately 7 hours of usage on one charge. And from this box, you can get 2 charges. And then when that's depleted, and you'll see there's some lights on the front, when this goes down to about 1 blue light, then charge it up from a charging port at the back.
Do you know how long it takes to charge up?
A couple of 3 hours.
That's all right, isn't it?
So yeah, perfectly good. So we're giving them the thumbs up. Thank you very much.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Neewer, for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Provide these for us to give you a review. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this particular vlog, don't forget to give us a thumbs up for a like. Subscribe to the channel, it's totally free to do so, and then when you have subscribed, press the bell icon.
Ding!
Oh, that sounds lovely and tuneful through these microphones, doesn't it? And YouTube will notify you next time you upload a vlog. In the meantime, stay safe, happy cruising, happy recording. Bye for now.
Bye!